Shalom, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Hakodash, the wise of the apostles and elders, that great most who well. Peace and blessings to the elect, switching his word. Truth and sincerity of the four corners of the earth. Doing it in truth and sincerity. Blessings to you, brothers. Lord willing is edifying. Basically, we're going to go over what's going on right now. As you can see, it's not going to stop. It's going to keep going and going and going. There's no signs of letting up. And this is a reality. This is a reality. There's a few articles. Here it says an American teen and her boyfriend are facing 4 months in prison in Cayman Islands for breaking COVID-19 rules. Skylar Mack violated the Cayman Islands 14-day quarantine protocol when she left her residence to watch her boyfriend compete in a ski competition. December 21st, so that was a few days ago. You got this Edomite woman, this Edomite white woman. Okay. Alright, so so-called white people are feeling the blunt of the quote-unquote tyranny or they're not necessarily tyranny, their their rulership or dominion on the planet Earth being taken from them slowly. Alright, it's pretty easy to see. It says Skylar Mack, an 18-year-old woman from Georgia, is facing a 4-month prison sentence in Cayman Islands for violating the territory's COVID-19 quarantine protocol for visitors. Mack's family appealed to President Donald Trump for help. And she probably didn't even vote for Trump, or I can't really tell, but nonetheless, it says Mack flew to Grand Canyon on November 27th, so about a month apart almost, to visit her boyfriend. It says she tested negative for COVID-19 on arrival. Alright, so what was the problem if she tested negative? It's all about control, pretty much, So these people in these different that hold these positions in the society, they're control freaks or megalomaniacs. So that's really what you're seeing the clampdown is about. You're bad, you're nasty, you got that nasty virus, you need to stay in the house instead of living their life as a grown adult. So it says Mack was required to self-isolate for 14 days as a residential address upon her arrival. She was fitted with a geofencing wristband and issued a cell phone to monitor her movements during the isolation period. See, that shit off alone, man. That alone is very weird and controlling. You gotta carry around a monitor and a wristband like you a damn cattle. You are cattle. These people who live in this society were considered cattle to the controllers, the international bankers. So it says she also signed a document that forbade her from removing her wristband and leaving her residence during the 14-day period. So she did agree to it. She went to go see this nigga. She said, but 2 days after she arrived, Mack removed her geofencing bracelet and left her residence to watch Ram compete with the crowded jet ski event. She also interacted with people at the event for more than 7 hours. So the police were called after the event organizers were notified that she was in a breach of her isolation requirements. She was not wearing a mask or a wristband, so she was getting it in. She was balling like March Madness, man. It says, she was charged with leaving her home during the mandatory 14-day quarantine. They both pleaded guilty to the charges later that day, and they were each sentenced to 40 hours of community service and $2,600. God, man. So she's trying to seek out Trump's help. You know what? And it really, this whole thing is getting old, but it's not gonna go away. It's not gonna go away anytime soon. So, pretty much gotta buckle up. But that's where wisdom comes in. At, because these people are getting these devils they're acting devilish over a fake pandemic. They're acting like this. All right. But we've been doing this, men of the truth. We've been going to work and coming home for the longest, so it's really nothing. This is Proverbs, the book of Proverbs 29 and 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So people mourn. So when there's a wicked ruler that's over you, people are going to mourn. They're going to be fed up with society. And eventually you're going to see if there's pretty much when there's another shutdown, you're going to see protests and riots. And hey, I don't blame them. Same people who was talking crap, scoffing against Jake protesting, they're going to be protesting. Because they can't make a living for themselves. They can't go to work. They gotta keep that diaper on their face. So pretty much, it's gonna come down to the wire. So she loved this nigga so much. She said, "F what y'all talking about." The Cayman Islands. She went to go support her man. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so another article. Another article from the New York Times, how Trump has jeopardized stimulus relief. The president's demand that Congress amend a giant coronavirus. I guess I gotta accept this. It says coronavirus relief and government spending bill has raised the unexpected prospect that may no longer be days away. Okay, so Washington President Trump on Tuesday unexpectedly threatened to reject pretty much he vetoed it, threatened to reject a far-reaching catch-all spending package that included $900 billion in coronavirus relief and funding for the government through September 30th. The threat, in effect, dropped the death chart of the Republican Party, but in men's politics, the coming days will determine whether his actions deny or delay relief to struggling Americans and shut down the government. Okay. All right. This is the Treasury Secretary told Americans on Monday that they could receive the $600 direct deposit or direct payments, including the coronavirus relief legislation as early as next week. The bill also would ensure that two federal unemployment programs set to expire after this week are extended. All right. Mr. Trump indicated that he will not sign the legislation without changes, including more than tripling the size of direct payments to individualized from $600 to $2,000. So he wants everyone to get $2,000 rather than $600, and that's a significant difference.